If you owed over $31 trillion, your banks would seize everything you own. But when the world's largest economy does it, they get to rule the planet. This global giant borrows $50 billion every 7 days, running on a mountain of debt that grows faster than its actual economic output. Yet, it stays completely undefeated while its rivals desperately wait for it to crash. What is the one, highly controversial shield that makes this king immune to bankruptcy, and how much longer can they pull it off? We will reveal the shocking answer when we reach number 1. First, let's start our countdown at number 10. Number 10, Brazil. We begin our countdown at number 10 with Brazil, a South American powerhouse holding an economic size of $2.64 trillion. Brazil is the agricultural superpower of the world. Endless seas of green soybeans stretch across the state of Mato Grosso, where massive combines harvest crops around the clock. Every day, colossal container ships loaded with iron ore from the Parity mine and thousands of tons of beef set sail from Brazilian ports, heading straight for China. China is Brazil's pivotal buyer, importing $94 billion in goods. This commodity boom has created a wealthy domestic middle class, but Brazil is walking a dangerous tightrope. Its gross national debt is projected to hit 96.5% of its total economic output. For local farmers and business owners, this rising debt creates high borrowing costs and limits government investments. Brazil has built a highly resilient central bank to face these shocks, but its future remains deeply tied to the unpredictable swings of global commodity prices. Number 9. Russia, right next door on our global leaderboard, is number 9. Russia, with an economic size of $2.66 trillion. Russia is an economic survivor. Despite facing some of the most severe Western trade bans and sanctions in modern history, Russia's economy did not collapse. Instead, it actually doubled in size over the last 10 years. How did this happen? Russian engineers pulled off a massive pivot, redirecting pipeline networks through Siberian permafrost away from Europe and straight into China and India. Overnight, local Russian entrepreneurs replaced Western fast food chains and car brands with domestic substitutes. What is even more surprising is that when you adjust for local costs of living, Russia's purchasing power parity jumps to $7.53 trillion. This makes it a quiet economic force. However, this growth is highly dependent on massive defense spending, which acts like temporary fuel but risks causing high domestic inflation in the long run. Number 8. Italy. Speeding past to number 8, we find Italy, holding an economic size of $2.74 trillion. Italy is a country of extreme economic contrasts. In the rich industrial north, specialized engineering firms and high-tech factories craft everything from complex metallurgical machinery to world-famous luxury sports cars. In Milan, high-fashion houses design branded clothing that sells for thousands of dollars in boutiques across the globe. Italy is a powerhouse of craftsmanship. Under the hood, however, Italy's economic engine is sputtering. Its annual growth rate is dragging at a slow 0.52%. Even worse, the country is carrying a colossal public debt mountain of 138.4% of its economic output.
Italy's central bank paid 7.7% today on €2 billion of two-year bonds, an historic record and more than twice as expensive as they were in October. The surge in borrowing costs is being downplayed by the Treasury. While it recognizes it sounds prohibitive, it says it won't have a lasting effect on Italy's debt.
This heavy burden means that a massive portion of Italian tax dollars must go to paying off interest rather than investing in young entrepreneurs, forcing many talented young Italians to look for opportunities abroad. Number 7. France. At number 7, we enter France, boasting a highly developed and diversified economic size of $3.60 trillion. France is far more than just a global cultural hub of tourism, museums, and high-end fashion. The true backbone of the French economy is its incredible engineering and energy sectors. France is a world leader in aerospace, hosting the assembly lines of Airbus in Toulouse, But its ultimate economic shield is nuclear energy. Towering nuclear reactors scattered across the French countryside provide the country with cheap, stable, and low-carbon electricity, protecting French factories from the massive energy price spikes that have crippled its neighbors. But even this nuclear giant has structural cracks. France is battling a slow growth rate of 0.86% and public debt that has breached 117% of its total output. France at number 7 is impressive, but wait until we get to number 3, where a massive currency shift completely reordered the global leaderboard. Number 6, India. That brings us to number 6, India, with an economic output of $4.15 trillion. India is the undisputed growth engine of the world, expanding at a blistering 6.48%. Since the year 2000, India has added over 400 million people to its population, creating the largest, youngest, and most dynamic workforce in recorded history. In Mumbai and Bangalore, high-tech office towers house global software giants and fintech startups. India has built a revolutionary digital public infrastructure, allowing over 1 billion citizens to pay for street food or buy train tickets instantly with their mobile phones. This digital drive is turning India into a global manufacturing hub, attracting massive investments in semiconductor and electronics assembly. But India faces a huge challenge. Because of its massive population, its nominal income per person is still very low, at just $2,813. India at number 6 is growing faster than anyone, but wait until we hit number 2, where an unexpected crisis is threatening to swallow whole cities of skyscrapers. If you are enjoying this thrilling global money race, kindly take a quick second to like this video and subscribe to our channel. It helps us bring you more high-quality documentaries every single week. Number 5, United Kingdom. At number 5, we find the United Kingdom, holding an economic size of $4.26 trillion. The United Kingdom is a highly globalized, services-led economy. At its beating heart is London, one of the premier financial capitals on Earth, where high-frequency trading floors and massive banking firms like HSBC handle trillions of dollars daily. The country is also a global leader in life sciences and aerospace engineering, but the United Kingdom is currently navigating a slow transition. As local businesses continue to adjust to new post-Brexit trade conditions and ongoing inflation pressures, economic growth is modest, moving at just 0.80%. Despite these challenges, its global financial ties keep it firmly anchored in the top 5. Number 4, Japan. Moving to number 4, we find Japan with an economic size of $4.38 trillion. Japan is a historic manufacturing giant, famous for producing world-class automobiles like Toyota and Honda. But Japan's recent history is a cautionary tale of economic stagnation. In the 1980s, Japan was a roaring colossus that many predicted would easily overtake the United States. But after its massive real estate bubble burst in the 1990s, Japan entered a multi-decade slowdown known as the Lost Decade. Between 2016 and 2026, Japan was the only major economy to shrink, contracting by 14% as the value of the Japanese yen weakened significantly. To survive a chronic labor shortage and the oldest population in the world, Japan has pioneered a bizarre secret weapon, a massive, highly automated industry of advanced factory robotics and humanoid machines designed to keep its production lines running without human hands. Japan at number 4 is a tech giant, but wait until we reveal the incredible secret weapon that keeps number 1 on top of the world despite carrying more debt than the next 5 countries combined. Number 3. Germany. Landing at number 3 is Germany, Europe's largest industrial powerhouse, boasting an economic size of $5.45 trillion. Germany is legendary for its engineering prowess, exporting high-value automobiles, heavy machinery, and advanced chemicals all over the planet. Exports make up more than 40% of its entire economy, driven by the famous Mittelstand, a backbone of highly specialized family-owned manufacturing companies. But Germany's economic engine has hit a serious speed bump. High energy costs following global supply disruptions and heavy bureaucratic red tape have slowed Germany's growth to a crawl at just 0.79%. To save its industrial legacy, the German government is embarking on a massive federal spending reset to modernize its energy grids and automate its factories, fighting to protect its crown as Europe's undisputed economic champion. Number 2. China. Now we enter the territory of the economic supergiants. At number 2 is China, with a colossal nominal economic size of $20.85 trillion. For the past 40 years, China has closed the gap with the United States by transforming itself into the undisputed factory of the world. It dominates global manufacturing, electric vehicles, and high-tech supply chains. In fact, if we measure by purchasing power parity, adjusting for local price levels, China is already the largest economy on Earth, standing at $44.3 trillion. But China's unstoppable rise is hitting a massive brick wall. The country's real estate market, which drove over a quarter of its economic growth, is in a historic collapse. Giant developers have gone bankrupt, leaving empty concrete skeletons of unfinished skyscrapers across major cities, with new construction starts dropping by 80%. At the same time, its workforce is shrinking rapidly and trade barriers are rising. To adapt, Chinese leaders are launching a massive wave of high-tech manufacturing, aiming to dominate green hydrogen, advanced semiconductors, and critical minerals. Remember the question we asked at the beginning of this video: how does the undefeated king at number 1 stay on top while buried under a mountain of debt? And is its reign finally about to end? Number 1. United States. Finally, we reach the undefeated champion of the global economy, the United States, standing at a mountain-sized $32.38 trillion. The United States remains larger than the next two countries combined, powered by resilient consumer spending, the world's most dominant technology corporations like Apple and Microsoft, and unparalleled capital markets. But how does this colossus stay on top while carrying a public debt of over $31 trillion, representing over 100% of its gross domestic product? The secret lies in a brilliant, unmatched advantage. The US dollar is the global reserve currency. Because the entire world must use US dollars to trade oil, gold, and global commodities, there is an endless international demand for American currency. This allows the United States to borrow money at lower rates than any other nation, essentially exporting its inflation to the rest of the world. Furthermore, the country has just unleashed a massive fiscal booster shot, the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. This major legislation made individual and small business tax cuts permanent, slashed corporate tax rates, and introduced full expensing for research and development.
The One Big Beautiful Bill to secure our borders, turbocharge our economy, and bring back the American dream. This is the ultimate codification of our agenda to very simply make America great again. Today I signed this bill into law.
This has triggered a massive manufacturing reshoring wave across the country. While other advanced economies are crawling, the United States is using its unique currency dominance and massive tax cuts to run faster than ever, keeping its crown safe from all rivals. If you want to see where all this wealth concentrates, watch this video on the 10 richest metropolitan areas on Earth.